Hey guys, and welcome back to G's Autos. Thank you so much for tuning in. Well, it's time to get the window tint replaced on the EB. A long time overdue. It's been bubbled and cracked and peeling for a long time now, way before I even put my hands on the car. So all that's being replaced this week. So to make the job a bit easier and to ensure that a good quality job is done on that rear window, I've actually removed the rear parcel shelf. So this is just a quick tutorial video on how to go about removing the rear parcel shelf on an EB. Look, I hope someone finds it useful and makes the job a bit easier out there for someone else who's looking to do the same thing. Anyway guys, enough out of me, and I hope you enjoy the video. As you can see, the window tint on the rear window is completely basically stuffed. It's all bubbled. It's peeling from the bottom edges as well. So I'm getting all the tint replaced this week. So what I'm going to do now is remove the rear parcel shelf. The reason I'm doing that is because the tint goes all the way down to the bottom, right where the rear parcel shelf meets the glass. So if I remove that rear parcel shelf, it's going to make it so much easier for the window tint installer to remove the old tint and to install the new tint. So what I'm going to do today is just walk through the process of removing the rear parcel shelf and get that job done. So let's start looking at what we've got to do. Alright guys, what I need to do first, I need to remove this rear seat bolster. So I need to get that out before I remove this trim here. So as you can see, I've just started removing, or not removing, but just detaching the top of the trim from the roof there. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to remove that bolster. So let's take a look at that now. Alright, I've just brought this back seat forward. Now in here, excuse my bad camera work, you'll see that lug there. Well, that's actually a bolt, and that's where the back seat clips to. So we need to remove that. That's a 16mm, so you will need a deep socket for that one. Now, down in here, let's see if I can... Down in there is I think that's a 10mm off the top of my head. That needs to come out as well. Once those two are taken out, this bolster will lift up and out. So we'll do that now. Alright, when you go to remove this rear trim, you'll see up the top there's a clip there, and then if you move along the top there is another clip just under there, and then underneath at the bottom there is just a Christmas tree clip under there. You'll just see the tab near the foil. Once you remove that, that will just slide straight out. What I've decided to do is I'm going to remove the base of the rear seat. That way I can get to these two anchor points for the belts, take them out, and that way I can slide them back through these rear quarter trims. So I'll do that now. Now that's just a matter to get this part of the seat out. Down here there are two like little locking tabs, one on this side and one on the far side. So basically I need to push the seat back and up, and that'll undo those, get them out of those clips. Then I can just slide this straight out. So I'll do that now. Alright, rear seat is out. Pretty clean under there. I don't think it's had too much action in the back seat over its years. It's fairly clean. So, our little friends down here. Ford has used these star type bolts, headed bolts. So what I'm going to do now is remove those and just basically repeat the process I did there to this side, and then we can start working on the rear parcel shelf. So let's get into it. Just a quick note on these studs, these anchor points for the seats. These little plastic trim pieces, they're not threaded on. You just need to pop them off and they just slide straight off. Alright, I removed everything out of the back that I need to in regards to the rear quarters and the C-pillars. So what you'll see up here, see that hole there? There's three of those. One in the center, and there are one near each speaker. They're just plastic Christmas tree clips. Just lift them up and give them a yank out. Now that plastic cover there, that just lifts up and then once you've lifted it up, give it a good pull towards the front of the car, and that will come off. Now, don't forget, one thing I should show you, mine had already come out. There's just a little plastic Phillips head there, little clip that you need to take out, so don't forget to take that out. It just holds this down. Alright guys, here we are. Now, before you start ripping and pulling trying to get this parcel shelf out, in here, and down here, same as the other side, they're two black Christmas tree clips. Just gently start to pull this out, and then you can take the clips out. Now do that for both sides. Now that will enable you just to get a bit of room to take this piece of trim off. Now this piece of trim here clamps to the center here to hold this piece of fabric on. It's glued. It's still tacky because it's been in position for so long. It's going to be easy enough to wrap back around and put back on. So also don't forget to take your rear speakers out. Mine's all still the factory setup, but the speakers are toast. So there were 3 8mm nuts on each side holding down those speakers and the trim pieces that go around the speaker. So once you've done that, you can start to take this off. Now just go slowly because the sound deadener that's underneath the parcel shelf, there's a little bit of glue holding that onto the metal underneath it, part of the frame. So just be careful in doing that. But if you do rip it, it's easy enough to replace that sound deadener. So I'm going to start sliding this parcel shelf out nice and slowly. Okay, parcel shelf is out. It came out pretty good. Now obviously the smart thing to do would be to remove that center anchor point when you do the other two. I just left it to the last minute. I like to do things the hard way. So it came out pretty good. I do want to give this all a vacuum. Just get out all the dust before the tint goes in. Minimize any rubbish getting under the tint. And I'm going to leave it out because I've got all new speakers going in. New rear speakers, subwoofer, that's all going to be in another video. Front speakers as well. But that is it for now, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Keep an eye out for the stereo system going in and the window tint and all that kind of stuff. All right, guys. Cheers.